This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. It seems to be a theme today that the Republican Party is no longer a party with an agenda that is going to benefit the American people. The Republican Party is just off the rails into conspiracy theory town. All of its leaders who have any reach at all are nutbags. Take Tucker Carlson, who's not only the chief spokesman for modern day white supremacy in the country, he's also just a ranting and raving lunatic on Fox News about every conspiracy theory he can conceive, surrounding the vaccine, surrounding the very existence of white supremacy. He denies it, just like all white supremacists do. I mean, if you ask Richard Spencer, the Nazi face seen punched around the world, he would say, "Oh no, that's not a thing." It's like mafia movies. Like, oh no, the mafia doesn't exist. His latest is talking about Joe Biden and his the claim that he's senile, the claim that he doesn't have the mental faculties to run the country, which is just nonsense, because Joe Biden does interviews with journalists where he sits down and they ask him questions. He's done several town halls, and he's speaking extemporaneously, off the top of his head. There's no prompter. So this entire conspiracy theory is, one, tired. It's also dangerous, but it's just stupid. It's easily debunked. It's easy to verify that Joe Biden is just a dude with normal cognitive ability. Watch this. There's several things here. One, he's relying on Stephen Miller as the expert. But there's a number of things that he says that are just Alex Jones level crazy. And that's who he has become. And that's really how the conservative movement has what they have become, is Alex Jones level conspiracy theory. I talked just last week, I think, about how he's the water's turning the frogs gay. Tucker Carlson is. Apparently there's a market for it because he's the most successful cable news show in the history of cable news shows. Watch this remarkably insane clip.
Take a look at the latest example. These are pictures of a fake White House set that the Biden administration has, for some reason, constructed across the street from the actual White House. It's in an auditorium at the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. Why go to the trouble? They already have a White House. Well, Stephen Miller spent the last 4 years in the White House as an advisor to Trump, and here's his explanation for it, because he would know. Quote, "The reason Biden uses this bizarre virtual set for televised meetings and not an actual room like the East Room, the Cabinet, the Oval, the Roosevelt sit room, etc., there are a lot of rooms. The reason he does this is because it allows him to read a script directly from a face-on monitor and without teleprompter glass that can be seen on camera." Oh. Now, we can't verify that that's true, but it certainly sounds right. Joe Biden can't speak from the Oval Office because he's not sure what to say, so he has to read it all here. So that raises a much deeper question. The question is not, is Joe Biden mentally impaired? Obviously he is, and again, we're not going to gloat over it. But a much more important question for the rest of us is, if he's not running the government, then who is? That's a real question. Clearly, the FBI, the DOJ, and the military are already acting independently of the elected president of the United States. As you just saw, they don't even keep him informed of international incidents. Instead, they are, in some cases, freelancing to crush anyone who opposes their power. Mike Flynn, for example, he was briefly the national security advisor in the Trump administration. What we learned from the destruction of Mike Flynn, really, was that, sure, you can elect Donald Trump president, but does he really run the executive branch of government? No, it turned out Barack Obama was still in charge, even though he was no longer president.
What is he even talking about? There were so many things there. Let's work our way back. Mike Flynn, he says, was briefly the national security advisor. I wonder why he was only briefly the national security advisor. Tucker. Is it because he lied to the FBI in an investigation about his contacts with Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak? Could it be that? Could it be the money that he made representing Turkey while not registered as a foreign agent? Could it be that? You just brush over the fact that it was the reason he was briefly there. Spinning this yarn about the deep state. He didn't say deep state, but that's what he's getting at. With the FBI and the DOJ going rogue. The DOD not even briefing or telling Joe Biden about international incidents. This is all just lies. He's just saying things. As evidenced by, what's the quote? We can't verify this, but it sounds right. Like a true journalist does. We can't verify it, so we're just going to say it because it sounds right, Tucker. You smooth-brained goon, you. Poor guy. And then, of course, he would know the Stephen Miller thing. This is what Stephen Miller says. He worked in the White House, so he would know what the motivations are behind Joe Biden and his administration, his White House, for using this set. They make that seem like it's, this is moon landing conspiracy level bullshit, is what this is. There are a number of different reasons that they wouldn't want to be in the White House. There's more space over there. It's easier access to staff because their offices are in the old executive office building. There's all kinds of reasons. It doesn't have to only be about a teleprompter. You don't think they can construct a room inside the White House, which, by the way, looks like a giant building, but it's small. There's not a ton of room over there. Listen, I'm kind of happy that this is where we are with modern conservatives today, because it is so easy to point out what dum-dums they are, what their motivations are, that the case against Joe Biden is so thin. They have so little to work with that they have to just resort to wild conspiracy theories and quoting Stephen Miller as an expert on what goes on in the White House. Someone who worked in the White House for 4 years. He's not an expert. He worked for Donald Trump, cementing white supremacy as the order of the day for immigration policy and domestic policy. That's what he did. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. How's that little cadence? I should say it like that more often. Follow me on social media. That would be fantastic. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Dollemore, all the way across the board. And if you appreciate what I do, if I give you information that is useful, please consider supporting my work. You can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Click the join button below this video, become a channel member. If I don't do it for you, if someone else out there gives you more value, brings you more value, brings more of a smile to your face or better information, support that person. I realize that I am an acquired taste. I am not for everybody. And if I don't do it for you, someone else would certainly appreciate your support, and I'm sure that they need it. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.